Caesar de Bello Gallico, Book 4, Chapter 27. So the enemies, that's the Brits, having been overcome in battle, having been overcome in battle, they immediately sent ambassadors to Caesar about peace. As soon as they recovered themselves out of flight, they said, well, time to go ask for peace. And they polykiti sunt, deponent verb form polykior, they promised. That indirect statement clause, daturus, supply essay, which hardly is ever there, going to give. So they promised that they were, where do you get the were? From promised. Going to, or finna give, hostages, object phrase. What's the subject phrase? Say. They promised that they were going to give hostages and that they were facturos esse, going to do quae, which things, that which, those things which imperasset, he had ordered. Now, why is this subjunctive? Because it's subordinate to an indirect statement clause. Commius the Arabatian came. Remember, he was sent earlier by Caesar to paved the way when the British first promised that they were going to be nice and good boys and bow down to the Romans. So Commius Arabates had been sent earlier. So Commius the Atrabatian, Caesar's little puppet dog, came together with these legates, whom I had shown. Now, this is one of Caesar's rare uses of the indirect, of the first person singular. He's not talking about what he had done in the battle, but what he had written about. Whom I had shown the before, indirect statement clause, had been sent before. So the quem is referring to the subject phrase. Had been sent before into Britain. Oh, but those bad guys had comprehended or had seized this guy having set out from his ship. So as soon as he comes out from the ship, they seized him. That's terrible. When he was carrying, now this is a cum clause, therefore subjunctive, when he was carrying the orders of the commander to them. Oh no. And they had conjecturant, they had thrown him into chains. So they're not very trustworthy, these British people. They say one thing, do another. Then, ablative absolute clause, with the battle having been made, and they, in peace-seeking, so therefore it's a gerund, in requesting peace, they brought over the guilt, the fault of this thing, into the multitude. They say, the leaders are saying, oh, we didn't do it. We didn't mean to chain this man. We didn't mean to attack you, nice Caesar guy. It was these common people. And they requested that complement clause of the purpose type, or indirect command, I guess, after requested, that it be pardoned. What we did be pardoned on account of ignorance, imprudence. Caesar, nice guy, having complained so when they had sought peace from him, let's play with that quote in a little bit, with ambassadors having been sent voluntarily into the continent, so they'd come beforehand, that they had brought war. So this is probably over the cum clause. When they had sought peace, they had brought war without cause. So what's the quote doing as? This is probably just summating the whole thing that's going to be happening. He said to pardon, that's what he pardoned, much of ignorance. So in other words, Caesar having complained when they had sought peace from him, with ambassadors having been sent into the continent, Gaul, where he was, voluntarily, They had brought peace. They had brought war without cause upon themselves. Understood? He said that. He said he was going to pardon that thing of ignorance. So that is moving backward, I guess. And he commanded hostages, part of whom they gave immediately. They said that they were going to give part having been sent for from longer locations, from more distant locations, ablative of time when or within which, in a few days. Meanwhile, they ordered that their people re-immigrate or go back into the fields, because that's where all of them are. They're hanging out in the fields, just doing farmer stuff until they're called up, and that the princeps, the chiefs, principes, accusative plural, subject phrase of convere, and that the chiefs assemble from everywhere, and they commended themselves and their people to Caesar. They recommended themselves and their people to Caesar, nations, I guess, civitates. End result of the battles is the British cough up. They say, "Oh, there's excuses. I'm so sorry. We'll give you whatever you want. We'll do whatever you want. We'll give hostages." And just to show it, here's Comius. You sent as an ambassador. Well, we kind of threw him in chains. So sorry about that misunderstanding. Just as soon as he got off the ship, when he was carrying the orders of the commander to them. So then, with the battle having been made and in peace seeking, right after they lost it, and they're seeking peace, they blame who? Well, the multitude. That's the common argument of duplicitous people in Caesar, where they're blaming the people. Since, as we'll find in Book 6 of the Gallic Wars, common people are just in the position of slaves. They have no real authority. And they requested that please forgive us. Now, Caesar complained that, hey, you guys, when you'd sought peace from him, you'd sent ambassadors willingly when I was back in Gaul, and you'd brought on, war. Now, how to handle that cum clause? Maybe although would work well. Although you'd sought peace for you'd said he still brought on war. And that he said he was going to punish or pardon that thing of ignorance. And so he does the necessary thing. He orders the hostages. Part they gave immediately. The other part they say they're going to bring in a few days from a longer location. Yeah, I don't know if I trust these British. Meanwhile, they ordered their people to go back to the fields, and that the chieftains, they ordered the chieftains to come together everywhere, and this is why this is subjunctive, commanderant. It's part of the indirect command clause. So in their command clause, you could have an infinitive or you could have a subjunctive, unlike the old grammarians say. So it looks like Caesar's got things wrapped up firmly with a nice peace, or does he? Tune in next time, true believers, and until then, Excelsior!